Mr. Speaker, I wish to help restore democracy in our islands, and to do that we need to regain the veto. We should not have sacrificed 100 vetoes at Nice and Amsterdam and Lisbon. This Parliament needs to be able to decide whether a new law goes forward or not. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, we will find in ever more areas, I'm just beginning to illustrate some of them, we are a fax or an email democracy. That we receive the emails or the faxes from Brussels, and this Parliament has to put through the measure whether we like it or not. And it creates a tension within our democracy, because we know that successive governments bring measures to this House and recommend them to this House. They often sneak them through this House. They often sneak them through upstairs when they are very fundamental laws, because they fear they are unpalatable to us, but they know that there is nothing that can be done by this House of Commons once the agreement has been made. And so often that agreement is made in Brussels without the wholehearted consent of the British Minister. With this government, it may often be made against the wishes of the British Minister, but this House is still expected to put through these measures, come what may. That is why we need a government which resolutely negotiates a new relationship for us with our partners in Europe. Of course, I give no ground to anybody and want to maximising the jobs and investment in this country, and my recommendations would increase it rather than reduce it, as we find with non-EU members already. But what I also wish to see is the Prime Minister's great speech used as a platform for setting out how you recreate a democracy and have the right in this House to say no to European laws if we do not like them. We have waited a long time for a Prime Minister in this country who would say honestly that this country does not share the aim of the treaties and many of the member states of the European Union, because we do not wish ever closer union. And I've heard very few Labour members stand up and say they want ever closer union, because they know that means political, monetary, fiscal, economic, every kind of union known. It means the creation of a United States of Europe. Those who wish to join it, I wish them well. But it was never Britain's view that we wanted to be part of the United States of Europe. The British people, if asked, would say no to that idea, and it is up to us now, at this late hour, to say that too many powers have gone and power needs to be restored if we are to restore this once great chamber. This Parliament wrestled power from over mighty monarchs. This Parliament took on those who wished to dominate the continent of Europe and rejected the imperial ambitions of first Spain, then France, then Germany. We as a nation, because of the work of our predecessors in this House of Commons, said to Europe, we want a Europe of the free. We want a Europe of independent nations. We want a Europe where people's sense of local belonging is respected. We are against a tyranny. We are against an overmighty Europe. We do not believe that Europe can be governed as a whole. And how proud that vision was, and how right it is that our Prime Minister has now reminded us of the foundations of our beliefs. No to ever closer union, yes to more democracy. No to restrictions and too much centralised government from Brussels. Yes to greater freedom to breathe and to decide and to choose amongst all the smaller countries of Western Europe. I suspect there are many countries out there and many politicians in them who respect that vision and are rather impressed by its boldness. We should all join together now in rallying the peoples of Europe to say yes to friendship, yes to trade, yes to cooperation, but no to centralisation and no to authoritarian interference. Yeah.